In week 1 of this WDD 130 course, you will be making a WDD 130 folder to hold all of your web projects for this course. So you do not need to make this folder at this point, but I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. You will be directed in week 1 after we install our code editor to create and call the folder WDD 130. By the time we're done with this course, this folder will hold multiple other folders that will represent different web projects that we will create in this course. Within WDD 130, there will be 3 projects with their own folders: About Me, WWR, which is short for Whitewater Rafting, and then a folder name of your choice that will hold a personal website that you create at the end of the course. Each of these folders, within each of these folders, I might have a folder called Styles to hold all my CSS files and Images to hold all my images. They all have an index.html file as well, which will represent the home page of each project. Other HTML page files will also be there at the same level as index. Let's look at this same file setup with an image, which shows our WDD 130 folder with its 3 folders inside of it, representing our different web projects. Later, when this WDD 130 folder becomes the starting point of our published web address, we will also want an index.html file at this level as well, so a page will come up for the root level of our published site. This home page will be a way to link the users to all our different projects. You will be stepped through all of this setup later, but it's helpful to see how our files will be organized and managed throughout the course. During week 1, you will begin just some of this file management, and it will continue throughout the course. Please don't try to recreate all of this now. You will be stepped through all of this file setup throughout the course. Here's a look at the same thing in the Visual Studio Code Editor. Notice how I can collapse and expand folders. Also see how each folder's content is indented with that folder. Your WDD 130 folder will not look like this until the end of the semester, but this gives you a good idea of what our folder and file structure will look like by the end of this course. Again, don't try and create these folders and files until instructed in later weeks. While typing code in the web files this semester, we will need to refer to other files in our project. As we type the location of these files in code, we will need to understand how to type the correct pathways to these files. If I wanted an image to show up on my About Me homepage, I would use this pathway, because from this index.html file within the About Me folder, I don't have the image on that same level as index.html. It's inside an images folder. So I reference the images folder and then the file that's inside of it. The same thing would be true of referencing or linking to a CSS file. If I wanted to use a CSS file that's inside of Styles, I would have to reference the path to the file inside the Styles folder. Just realize that whatever file you're typing the pathway into, you must see your file set up from that location. I couldn't just have main.css here because while we're in index.html, we can't see that file unless we actually open up the Styles folder. Then we can see it. The visualization will help you understand how to write the pathways you need to in your web page code. You might wonder why we even have a Styles and Images folder. Why don't we just place everything at the same level as index? Then we wouldn't have to worry about another layer of nested folders to refer to. We do it this way because with real web projects, there could be many files, including CSS, HTML, JavaScript, images, videos, etc. And organizing them properly makes your project easier to navigate, and you can find what you need to quickly. It's also best practice, so if you're working with others or someone takes over your project later, they will quickly know where everything is located. Let's look at the W3 Schools file path examples. Here, the picture.jpg file is located in the same folder as the current page. With this one, the picture.jpg file is located in the images folder in the current folder. I would avoid this example because of how we're going to be setting up GitHub repository with the WDD130 as the root folder. This may not work well once you push your files to GitHub within your individual projects inside of the WDD130. The last one you may not use in this course, but it's good to know about. With this one, the picture.jpg file is located in the folder one level up from the current folder. To show the example in our files, it would be like trying to reference an image inside the About Me folder in its images, but the file I'm coding from is inside the My Site folder. I would use the .. in the pathway to reference going back a level in my folder path. Without that .. I'm limited to only what I can see at the level of this index.html file. So by including it, I can go back one level, and now I can see the About Me folder. And then within that folder, I can now reference the About Me images folder and the mypicture.jpg file there. You probably won't need to reference between projects like this in this course, just so you know.